something. Oh yeah, we up to something. Yeah, we up to something.
What's up? We back with another episode of the Swerve City Podcast. I'm not here with my co-star, my partner, TZ, or he just evolved into this.
It's quite possible.
Yeah. So one of two things might have happened. I don't know. I don't grow plants, but I watered TZ two days ago.
We fused together, and
yeah, he did the fusion dance.
Right.
I mean, out came
Zito.
Zito.
Out came me.
Yeah, this is true. Two negatives make a positive. Anyway, welcome to the new episode of Swerve City Podcast. We're joined today by my man, the viral phenomenon. This man went viral like twice this month alone. Oh, like I don't know how he's still alive. He just came back from. He actually just landed from a flight from PWG from California today, maybe like 2-3 hours ago, and he still came through to show love to the Swerve City Podcast because he knows this is where the place to be when it comes to this podcast world, this media life. This is what we do.
Facts.
So, before we get into it though, with Blake, we got some promoting to do. This past weekend, by the time you're watching this, it's going to be blah, 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 whatever date. But right now, it is January 31st. This past weekend, we shot a music video. Took 2 days to do it. Had a fly-in talent. Ace Cabana came through. Shout out Ace Cabana from All Varsity Music. One of John Connor from former Shady Aftermath artist. One of his young artists coming up. He came through. Provided a dope verse for the song Tears, the lead single for the new album coming out March 18th right there. Look at that cover. Shout out Remain 3K for doing the artwork design. Tears coming March 18th. This is some of my best work I've ever done. Me and TZ, he's leveled up. I'm trying to catch up to him because he's so dope of an artist. We got some features, and coming up soon, we also have a Music Soul Child feature coming on the album too. So you got to look out for that. Yes, I'm spoiling y'all. I'll tell y'all too much. Y'all don't need to hear all this. But coming soon, it's going to be on Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, iTunes, you name it. It's going to be there. March 18th, Tears by Swerve City, third album, the junior album. That's what we do. Zito, what you got coming up? What's been going on with you, bro?
And, same things. Ain't nothing really changing except for the weather and the women. That's about it on my end. That's it. But... nothing too crazy.
Match my energy, B. Goddamn.
Oh, I'm about to. Don't worry. We got a long way to go, okay?
I'm promoting albums and music videos.
Hey, look.
Wow. So you Disney? You do the Disney Boba Fett, the Star Wars extravaganzas, all that stuff? Because I had no idea what's going on.
I've actually only seen one Star Wars.
Same.
Okay. See, I'm the only one that's seen the preferable of everything, but it's okay. It's all right,
Yeah,
Shout out season 3, episode 1 of Mando. It's all good, AKA.
Oh, they on season 3?
No.
No? Oh,
AKA episode 1. I mean, season 1, episode 5 of Boba Fett, but
Oh, you lost me, Bray.
I know.
You lost me, baby. It's okay. We're going to get this back on track. So my man Blake Christian's here, rocking the New Japan Strong jacket right here. So is this official? You just repping the colors, or is it a sign? What we doing? With you?
Not signed, but New Japan is my heart.
Yeah.
I feel like to call yourself one of the best cruiserweights, junior heavyweight, light heavyweight, you have to go there to prove it because they are from their body of work to the way they move, their cardio, everything. That's the place to prove it. But
that legacy that they got behind
New
Japan junior heavyweights is crazy.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
But I was there before I went to WWE, and so hopefully going back soon. But
oh yeah, I'm sure you will. Man, so 24 years old in this game, you've done a lot already. We don't have the vibration on, son. See, look at you. TZ would never. Anyway, you've been doing some. Yeah, it is.
Oh, well.
It was you. So you've been doing some great things, like at such a young age, which I got to talk about. I'm gonna talk to the camera. This is me talking to the wrestling industry in general. You young 22, 23-year-old phenomenons. It's not even a phenomenon anymore. It's just y'all need to stop. Y'all need to slow down. Y'all need to slow down. Y'all doing things at 21 and 19, 20 years old on PWG in New Japan on TV that I didn't even grasp till I was like 29, 28. By the time I really started like turning up in my wrestling career. What's going on? What's in the water today that you 23, 24-year-olds are like just catching on to the game so quickly, gravitating to like the style. Y'all have footwork down already at such a young age. What like talk about at least just from your perspective. What got you like just so in tune with the wrestling style, like the junior heavyweights of New Japan and stuff like that?
I don't know, man. I started out in a very like local place to where it was very old school type wrestling, and I kind of got the basics down. And I kind of spread my wings and I flew around Memphis and Mississippi and other places in Tennessee. But I always watched like New Japan Super Junior divisions and stuff like that. So or a famous one, TNA X Division back in the day was insane. Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out Chris Sabin.
Watching all those, it kind of motivated me to want to be like those guys, like Will Ospreay, Sabin, Alex Shelley, all those guys, Ricochet. So, I mean, I think watching them and wanting to be like them and not wanting to be in the area that I was, where people who didn't want to put in that type of work, who wanted to do the old school punching, kicking, you know, that just wasn't fun to me, I felt like. So, but I definitely wanted to do something fun, especially if I'm beating my body up all the time. You know, I want to have fun doing it. So I think just continuing to elevate myself and pushing those guys past their limits sometimes. And then once I did Game Changer, it was took off from there. Yeah, just took off.
But yeah, like I say, like, but like it's not even like just like yourself, but like you see like the Tyler Bates that just like, you know, exploded into the WWE NXT UK scene. Like I wasn't even just WWE in general at like 22, 23 years old. Like Pete Dunne, like Austin Theory,
the Sammy Guevara,
like, you know, like the list goes on. Leo Rush, shout out Leo Rush. He's healing up right now. He had the injury last night on PWG. We wish you the best. But like all these guys, I feel like that TNA era right there, like that was like the template. It created a whole new template to wrestling, and everybody just kind of like looked at it, studied it, and it just like followed that. Like, so I'm thinking like the template before that. What would you say was the template before those guys?
Probably maybe even not really, but maybe the WCW Cruiserweight division.
Probably,
like the, sure. You know, like the
Jamie Nobles.
All those guys.
Yeah. But like those guys didn't have social media.
Those
guys didn't have a YouTube to figure that out. They had tape trading and all that stuff. It's so much more accessible to like guys like you. So you were doing like YouTube.
For sure,
like
all
on
the
Twitter,
time, all the time, because I felt like, especially in this day and age, like I felt it a lot when I got out of WWE. But when I got into Game Changer, I knew I had to elevate myself because the talent that was coming up was continuing to elevate themselves. That's just why the viral stuff that I've done just this year has been because I don't want to get left behind. You know, I want to keep people talking about me for sure because there's younger talent than me, Nick Wayne, for one.
God, that boy's coming.
Insanely good.
Yes, he is.
He's coming up, so you kind of want to stay ahead of the curve, is what I felt like, especially coming out of WWE.
Like, what's the fine line of running the risk of like staying ahead of the curve and then getting labeled that spot monkey, you know, thing out there, you know?
You know, I've been called a spot monkey my entire life.
24 years old, your entire life.
Since I've been in wrestling, ever since I've been in wrestling, I've been called a spot monkey. But I also think that some of those people, some of them are still kind of left in the past, but some of those people are starting to come along and be like, okay, well, maybe this guy's not all spot monkey. So, especially when I went to WWE, I learned a lot about not just being a spot monkey. But
I also feel like that term is just thrown around loosely, very loosely. Like,
you know, you could do one spot in a match and like,
you're a spot monkey.
Especially if it's a bunch of running and it's the only one you do. You know?
Like, I remember talking to Matt Cross about this like years ago when we was like in car rides together. He was like, you know, it's crazy. Like they'll refer to like the guys who are athletic as spot monkeys. So, like as soon as you go upside down, your head's like below your knees. Like, oh, you're a spot monkey. Like, but they don't necessarily pertain to like maybe say like a Masato Yoshino or a Sema, like those speedy guys. Like Shingo would be considered a spot monkey because he does a lot, but just because he doesn't flip, they consider it strong style.
Right.
So where do we section like spot monkey and like, you know, like doing a lot of like super kicks and all that, like you can consider that spot monkeying.
Right.
But just because like they stay on their feet and they don't necessarily go upside down or dive or, you know, do a lot of acrobatics, that we don't call them that.
Right.
Like, so what's your take on that?
It confuses me, honestly, because, again, like...
They can move the goalpost, man.
Those guys move so fast, you would call them spot monkey, especially Shingo. He's so good.
Yeah, he's amazing. Not taking anything away from him.
No. Moves fast, does all this stuff, and then, like, just because he doesn't do a flip, like, if you go him and Will Ospreay's match...
Yeah.
Any of them. Will's the only one doing the flips, so they're only calling him the spot monkey. So, I mean, I think it's just people who don't like flips or acrobatics, and, you know.
Or they think, like, we rely on them so much that's what we use.
Right.
Like, that's the crutch.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, no, we just adding the spice on things.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, like, for me, I always felt like, at the age that you're at, right, some people will be like, oh, it's the spot monkey term, or like doing a lot, like no psychology and all this stuff. Or some people like, do you ever get the label of like not being original because you're doing stuff that's like, oh, what's the name to that? What's the name to that?
Right.
I feel like this is the perfect age to do everything.
Yeah.
Do it all. Like start like your template, like just boom, boom. I like because I know when I came up, I did everything. I did everybody's move. I did Rich Swan's move.
Right.
While I wrestled with Rich Swan.
Right.
I did like Ricochet's move when I wrestled Ricochet.
Right.
I did Gargano's.
Absolutely.
But then like after a while, when you start getting older and stuff, you start like trimming down a little bit. Like or you should start taking it and modifying it and creating your own thing. So like I think it's like good for. I think every young wrestler should kind of have a little bit of spot monkey in them. Yeah. You know, like they have to. You should, because you're still discovering yourself.
Absolutely.
Like when you're an artist growing up, you're not like just painting original concepts. No, you're looking at comic books and drawing, or you're coloring inside the line, or you're like connecting the dots and lines and stuff.
Absolutely.
You're not necessarily creating your own work yet.
Right.
You're just doing what inspires you, and you're following the template.
Right.
You know, so like I encourage people at a younger age. After a while, you're going to grow out of it, and I think you should. For anybody watching this, as far as young wrestlers coming up in the indies and the business, like at some point you do have to evolve and go on to like create your own things and move on to the next thing. Though I think you're on the cusp of creating your own thing.
Yeah,
like where you feel like you are with that.
I totally agree with that, because I was doing all, like you said, I was copying people's moves, but I think it's good because, so for instance, I do a Fallsbury flop dive. A lot of people do a Fallsbury flop. But I do a Fallsbury flop, catch, land on the floor, and do some type of move out of it.
Right.
Just to be innovative, because no one has ever done that before. Mm-hmm. And I think you can take like, for example, Will Ospreay's cutter. Everyone's doing that, but you can change it into however you want to do it.
Right.
Like Leon Ruff 360'd it.
Right.
You know.
And then Myron Reed does it over the top rope to the
Insane
outside.
to me.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's taking those moves that were done and just making it your own, like putting your own twist on it, which will then make it yours in a way, you know?
I think what adds to those move sets and adds to like just the overall arch of wrestling is that each person that has these move sets and does these stunts, I would say stunts, but like these high risk maneuvers.
Risk, yeah. Yep, absolutely.
I'll be poetic with it.
Yes.
Right. And each performer has their philosophy with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what would you say your philosophy is as a wrestler, in ring wrestler? Like, do you have a philosophy of like how you go about your matches or your character, stuff like that?
Really depends, you know. Like, I feel like in WWE I was labeled as an underdog, so I had to portray that in every match that I do, but. Out here,
every new person's an underdog there.
Yeah. Out in the independents, I'm now seen as like a guy who has more experience. So these guys that are newer coming up, I'm the one who's now the aggressor or the leader or whatever, the guy with more experience. So I kind of just base my stuff like off of that, or you know, like what's gonna be the sickest idea. Like when I got out of WWE, I wanted to do everything. The first match, wanted to do it all because I felt like I was kind of locked in a cage and not allowed to do that stuff. Right. And then like when I come out, I wanted to do it all.
Right.
So I wouldn't say follow my first match back was my philosophy on anything, because I just did everything.
Yeah, you got to get it out your system.
Yeah. And that's what I told everyone. I was like, I just got to get one out,
Yeah.
Especially Brett. Brett was yelling at me for going overtime. I was like, I had to get one.
Just let me get one.
Just one.
Everybody went overtime. Everybody went overtime at Hammerstein, baby.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Not me. Hammerstein was not me.
I
went short. I went short.
Okay. Talk about Hammerstein, bro.
Man.
Because I know that was supposed to be you and Gresham.
Yeah. The first thing when I got released, I asked Brett immediately. I was like, when is Hammerstein? And I made sure that it was within my dates to be able to do that.
Right.
And thankfully it was. Was supposed to wrestle Gresham, which would have been an awesome match. But me and Leo have had so many matches together that I felt, even though I wanted that match with Gresham, I felt like it was the perfect one to do in front of all those people in that arena.
Yeah.
To tell the story that we told just from our previous matches before. I love Leo Rush, and I truly think he's one of the best in the world. And to be able to share that experience with him, it was unreal.
Leo's also known for like being a Hammerstein. Like he's performed there before. It's not foreign territory for him.
Right.
So like it's cool to go in there with somebody like Gresham is too.
Right.
But like as like Gresham not being there and going there with somebody else who doesn't have that.
Right. Absolutely.
Hasn't been there.
Right.
To perform in them lights. It's good to have someone that I can't have Gresham can perform like that.
Absolutely.
At least you have Leo.
Right.
That can too. So I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you were set up for success in both ways.
Absolutely.
Every situation.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, man. Like that's a building I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
In New York, but like I was happy I did Barclays. I got
There
Barclays.
you go.
Right.
There you go.
I got Barclays. That's cool. I can mark that off. But man, that's what like regardless of what people have to say about the event, like hiccups, mishaps, whatever. That's a monumental moment for GCW.
Very
Yes.
much.
I'll say that. I'm like
think
that's anytime you can hit
wrestling-
pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Independent wrestling, period. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
huge,
for sure.
You know?
Right.
Absolutely. Like that's major. Like that's a big milestone. I hope like they can get back to that again sometime later down the road. Learn from these moments.
Right.
And like also I think a lot of times we don't hold people accountable.
Right.
Right.
Like anything that did go wrong or like things that could have been done better, fixed up, whatever, own that.
Right.
Own that and make the next one better.
Right.
That's what this is about. This is what the Indies is.
Right.
We own our mistakes. We do what we perform. We put on these shows and all that stuff, but they're not going to be perfect.
Right.
But we own it.
And I think Brett did that too. He went online. He's like, this is a huge moment, but he's a perfectionist.
Right.
Brett's always been good to me. He's always a good guy. And he's very much a perfectionist when running these shows, and he wants to have the best product that he can put out. So I definitely think when he runs it again, it's going to be something more special than this one was. So,
Oh yeah. So I'm just glad that they just got to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They get to the pay-per-view. Just get there, like perform, and then you take that, move on to the next one, and then build back up to this, but bigger.
Absolutely.
That's what you always want to try to do.
Absolutely.
So I'm happy about that for them, man.
Absolutely.
So Bola, you just did Bola last night, went viral, the freak again against Jack Cartwheel. I never heard of Jack Cartwheel till I came back out of the system. I call it the system because it's the man, But like came out of the system, started hearing about him. What went down? Because all I can see is gifts. PW. You can't see, unless you're there, you don't see nothing.
Right.
So talk about that, man.
Man, so it was very last minute. I got the email Friday.
Yes,
That, like, hey, I want you to come out. And I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. So I was very tired, but this cross-country plane ride, time change, all of this.
Right.
But I was very excited, too, because I wanted to mark Bola off of my list, to be in Bola. And so I got to do that. But the viral clip came, I knew I was going to be doing something sort of the traditional Bola tag match.
Right.
And I knew Jack was going to be in it, and I knew Jack would be the crazy young guy who would want to do it.
How old is Jack?
I think he's 21. I think he's 21.
Sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Y'all pissing me off.
21. College athlete.
Yeah. Like you, I hate you all. I can't wait to beat you all up.
But I talked to him. I was like, yo, I want to do this idea where you jump off the balcony onto everyone below, but I'm going to catch you in the air. He's like, okay, yeah, for sure. And all we really had
Another 20-year-old spirit.
Without question,
No question.
no question whatsoever. No regard for human life. It's like, hell yeah, I'm gonna jump.
yeah.
Like,
Is there
yeah.
a pool down there?
Right.
No.
Nah, just a group of bodies. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it worked out perfectly. Obviously you can't practice that because
No.
But
you
that
can
just
only do it there.
that
No.
just says how much trust he has in you.
Yeah.
Just to be able to say, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this and you're gonna catch me. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's like, okay,
Right. And I've wrestled Jack Cartwheel before, and so I think he kind of had that confidence. He's like, okay, like this can't go wrong.
Right.
Because
But that's the mentality you got to have.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like at a PWG, you can't think
Yeah.
that anything's
Right.
going to go
You
wrong.
gotta-
You
you
have
gotta
to have
pull
in
it
your
off.
mind that it's all going
Yes.
to go
Yeah.
exactly how you
For
put
sure.
it. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. The second you have doubt in your mind is when things happen.
Absolutely.
But when things happen, you wanted to be shocked.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
Right.
shoot. I didn't want this shit to happen.
Oh my god, what? Like,
Yeah.
Man, so, oh, yeah, there it is. What? I want to see it again. Ah!
And
That
just
look like
just threw himself off. Right. Just
Through him.
threw himself off. Like,
that looked like a scene from Uncharted.
yeah, exactly. Oh my
Take the
god.
Drake.
Right.
I love it because you don't see me.
Right.
The
And then
guy-
all of a sudden, boom.
The,
Like,
guy, the guy recording this definitely did not see me.
right.
No.
He was definitely like, oh, Jack's about to do something crazy.
And then
Here-
boom, right. Like out of nowhere, just
So do you think the cutter is starting to become like overused a little bit?
I don't know, man. I think so in a way, but
Yeah.
I feel like when you can do it in innovative ways,
right.
Yeah.
obviously like
Yeah.
this one or the famous one now, Sammy Guevara's, which was absolutely unreal.
Out of
Yes.
this world.
Yes.
Out of this world. I love that match.
Yes.
I think if you can just continue to do it in a different way, it's
For sure.
if you can add some like we was talking about earlier, if you can add some spice to it,
Right.
Yeah.
then you've got something new.
We're, We've already broke through the ceiling like in 2002 with like this style. Where else do we go from here? I'm getting nervous.
Honestly, I think it just keeps elevating. Like,
Yeah.
And I don't think we have to prepare for it because I think it elevates in those steps to where we're going to prepare for it. Each step it takes, we're
Yeah.
already ready for it.
Yeah.
At least that's how I feel because I just come up with stuff like this to do because it's crazy.
You 24-year-olds, man.
Just
I'm gonna
just
keep-
coming up with anything out of nowhere, just off the top, just like it's like a freestyle, like in rap, just like coming up with it. Like,
Oh, it's like the NBA, man. Like it's like the NBA. Like these 18, 19-year-old kids are coming in dunking on freaking defensive player of the years.
Yeah.
Like no fear.
Right.
They have no fear. Like
Yeah.
they're just like, I'm like, oh yeah, I won defensive player of the year like 3 times in a row. Yeah, okay.
Right.
Eat.
Right.
I'm 19.
Right.
I can't even drink alcohol yet. I'm
Right.
dunking on your soul.
I'm out the gym with it.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards said, yo, Kel, yeah, you know that dude who went by, he's a freaking all-star. Yeah, like, it's cool. Eat.
Right.
Like, I listen to these podcasts, like, and they talk about, like, the evolution of, like, the game is just, like, getting to a whole other level. At a younger age, everybody's, like, not afraid. These kids are not afraid. Like, you step in the ring with a veteran like a Davey Richards, you're not afraid anymore.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be afraid though. Like
Yeah.
if you're you got to this point,
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
had the confidence to get to this point.
Right.
Like, what is there to be afraid of? You know what you can do. You know the limits that you can pass.
That
Like,
sounds like what a 20-year-old millennial would say. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like it's like, but like in the NBA, you're seeing like guys that like not even like highly touted, scouted in like AAU, and they weren't like 5-star recruits. These are dudes that just came out. They rode the bench in high school. They come to the league. They're 6'6". They're
Right.
dunking on 7-footers.
Yeah.
Like, who is this guy?
Right.
Where did he come from? This is not like the guy. This is
Yeah.
just a guy.
Right.
yeah.
So I'm like, what is happening right now? There's like that's what's like blowing my mind. Like, I'm not calling anybody average in the young up and coming guys,
Right.
But like the average is like the new like superior is now the normal now,
Right.
And it's like so it's like kind of dropping down. Like everybody can do it. Like
Right.
Right,
But
know?
it's the age of social media. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, it's the age of social
so
media and the
accessible.
fact that we can see this stuff right on our phones. You know what I mean?
But to do it,
yeah, but
to do it though,
right, yes, exactly. Like
to do it though, like
people are doing these 450 splashes right off their mattresses now. Like what we used to do when we were kids. Like
the women are doing it now,
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The women are popping these off. Like there's women doing shooting stars now.
Yes,
like we're at a whole different level. There was women like Sadie Grace is doing freaking Sasuke specials to the outside.
Right.
Like that's what I mean. Like all around the board, it's not like a male thing. It's like the age thing. It's
women are jumping off of cages in war games. Your girlfriend, Girl Jade, jumping off a cage and like,
wow, man,
which is crazy. Just
they'll talk about that, man. Like just cheering her on, like supporting her while she's doing what she's doing over there, man. How's like the whole experience built, like since like leaving NXT?
I think it's really cool because my time wasn't great there, like I had a great time there, but obviously it's not what I wanted to do.
Right.
And she knows that I have more fun out here, but being able to see her live her dream, because that's all she ever wanted to be, was a WWE superstar.
Absolutely.
So to be able to see her live her dream, and me being able to be a part of it and watch it and know the stuff that she's doing, that it's like an unreal feeling, watching someone that you love do the stuff that they love and exceed their own expectations. So, I mean, it's just an unexplainable, unreal feeling, I feel like.
So talk about relationships in wrestling. Like how do you, like, man, everybody has their different ways of like going about it. Like y'all were both in the performance center together, going through, like, I'm pretty sure you had struggles you had to go through that were different from hers.
Right.
She has different struggles that she had to go through from her. Y'all both young.
Right.
Like how is that communication between you guys and like supporting each other's like their struggles? Like
so,
either you have the same ones or you have different ones.
Yeah, I felt like, because we definitely had different struggles inside of the PC. Like she had the route that she was taking, I had the route that I was taking. But it's also like you lean on each other for support, because she's not dealing with the same stuff I'm dealing with, and I'm not dealing with the same stuff she's dealing with. I can help her with that, or she can help me with that. And so the PC was really easy. The only thing that was hard was when I got released, because we didn't know like how we were going to proceed. Like money wise, we just got a new apartment together. Like, what's our schedule going to be like? But luckily things have been like really, really easy, really good. The transition has been very smooth. So I'm very thankful for that. So
that's good, man.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm like, I just know like, it's not an easy place for someone that's young.
Right.
Either. It's really not. Like, it's a difficult environment. Because, yes, you are adults, but it's still an adult world.
Yeah, very much so.
It's still in a way, in an interesting way.
Forever changing, always
forever
evolving,
changing,
always very just much. Having to do something on the fly without a moment's notice. Like
freaking Office, changing guard, left
absolutely,
and right,
absolutely.
Like especially with the transition that it went through, with what we're seeing with NXT now,
right?
Like, do. I figure out a good way to put this. Do you say like, where would you feel like you would fall in with like this current NXT now? Do you feel like you were like lost in the shuffle a little bit, or do you feel like you were just about to like get there and then figure everything out and then it was taken away from you?
So, I think when this NXT made the transition to what it is now. Before it was focused on wrestling, you know, like people who are good wrestlers, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso, Kushida, you. I mean, it was very much a very wrestling focused product, but still being WWE TV.
Yeah,
right.
But then I think when it transitioned into NXT 2.0, it became more characters.
Yes, I agree.
So I don't know. I was always more of a wrestler. I felt like that's where I shined more. I felt like that's what I worked for on the indies so much for, is to be a great wrestler. And I would add the character spice here and there, but I feel like now it's very much a character-based product, which is fine. Like it's a TV product, it's entertainment, like that's what's working, so they're going to do that. So, but yeah, I just felt like when it made that transition into more characters, I was like, okay, I'm kind of going to go down the totem pole here because my character is not this over the top attraction. My attraction is based off my wrestling.
Right.
So that's how I felt.
Now, do you think that's the time for you to like accept what you are, or do you feel like this is the time for you to like morph and like adapt, change? But like knowing you didn't get the opportunity, do you feel like that's what you would have done?
So I actually they gave me this new character that they were going to do, that I was going to go full on into, was ready to make that transition. But obviously I got released, so they scrapped it, I guess. But I was very much ready to make that transition and adapt to that, just to see how it goes. You know, if it doesn't, if I don't like it, then obviously my time will come to where I can go back to do something else. Yeah,
I'm glad you were like accepting of that.
Yeah, very much. But I was definitely willing to try it out, but I never obviously got the chance. So, but I mean, I was very much, I don't want to say I was happy to go, but at the same time I was. 50% of me was happy.
More like a relief, so to speak, just to know that now I can go and do what I...
The chains were off. I could do what I was doing before and elevate that. So, it's a weird feeling, but I was 50% happy and 50% like, okay.
Same here. We all were. Yeah, for sure. So now seeing where Lakora is, you know, like she just had a big moment, like at a young age. Once again, 20 years old, 21, like just doing war games,
right?
You know,
not only that, her feud, well, not really feud, so to speak,
title,
but
NXT Women's title match.
But her feud with Raquel, I don't really know if it's a feud, but it's kind of like, you know, leading up toward that point, like, you know, that's a big moment.
She's in a good spot. She's in a great spot right now. Yeah. You know, like seeing where that, like seeing where she's gonna go with that. It's like, but like, where do you feel like is it time for her to start? Like, okay, there's only so much. They obviously the office is happy with and they're using putting her in those spots. They're supporting it up, you know, they're pushing it.
Right.
But at some point, there's going to be the time where it's going to be like, okay, she's going to have to step up and be like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is like the time where she's going to be like, I have something. Right. I'm going to stand on that.
Yes.
Still, once again, very young, but you don't want to. I feel like there's a point where she realizes who she is and what she has to offer. Right. And I feel like she knows she's worth. She knows her worth.
Very much.
I feel like what they're trying to do with her is the fact that her being so young and also like still being 20 years old, not quite an adult, but not quite a teenager, getting that teenage girl aspect into wanting to look at WWE because she's a skateboarder. She rides out on a skateboard. She has a beanie, you know.
It's a great introduction,
really punkish and grungy.
For me, it's a great introduction to, like, once again, it's a television show. You have to introduce your character, get them acclimated to the audience. The audience has to acclimate to them.
Right.
Yada yada yada. You know, I keep an eye on her every time.
Right.
No matter what, no matter like if I'm watching, if I'm not watching, I just make sure I keep an eye on certain people. She's one of them that I keep an eye on.
Absolutely.
You know, and I just want to make sure like she knows when it's that time to just like that Becky Lynch moment. Like
she's
ripping it off.
She's constantly she's very much constantly working on ways to elevate her character.
With Becky Lynch as well too.
Yeah.
She's very much constantly working on how to elevate her character.
Sure.
Because obviously, she knows that the time will come. Same thing on the indies. You have to elevate yourself, or people are going to pass you up. And she very much knows, like, hey, I have to continue to give these ideas to make sure, like, I'm in this spot. And so I very much applaud her because she very much works hard on all her stuff, especially to elevate. Yeah. Because there will be a point to where they're like, okay, we're here. How do we get up here? And she's very much has multiple ideas written down to elevate herself to that point. So
especially with, like, the type of like people they're bringing in.
Yes.
Is that an intimidation factor for either one of you guys?
I don't know. It kind of was for me, especially when moving into 2.0, because I knew like these athletes were going to have these bomb characters. Like they were going to be awesome. And I knew that I was always going to exceed more in the wrestling factor. But she has both. I feel like she's very good at wrestling, but she's also very good at character. Even when she was on the indies as Elena Black, she had a great character.
Yep.
And I felt like when she transitioned into this, she has that character mindset to where she's like, okay, I know how to elevate this. I know how to make these promos better. I know how to make this character exceed in matches. So I feel like she's in the right mindset for it.
For sure.
Very much.
I feel like her next challenge will be bringing that character into the match, like bringing these elements that we like when like she has these promos or whatever. Like I think it's missed on a lot of like people. They like it's just like something they just pass them by. It's just it's in the back of their head, but they don't like bring it to the forefront.
Right.
One of those next challenges for her. I'm gonna put it out there if she ever hears this. Like all those things, all those character elements that you like, you put in promos, put in vignettes. Anytime you are on screen, put it in the match.
Right.
That's like even if you say something, you mention something, there's like a body language thing. It all goes into the match.
Right.
So it's all streamlined.
Right.
You know, I look forward to seeing her growth and watching her, and so I'm not going to talk about your girl too much. Like, you know, so,
you're good.
You know, but yeah. So, man, that's some good wrestling talk. So I'm gonna get out of the wrestling talk a little bit. We're gonna have some fun in here. We're gonna move on. So, sports fan. You a big UFC guy?
Big UFC guy.
Big UFC guy. How long you been watching?
I watched before I started wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So when Brock Lesnar made that transition from wrestling to there, that's kind of when I made
that's
that
kind of
step
been
as
that's
well.
kind of everybody's
Same.
been like, you know.
Yeah.
I've been a little bit further past that point, but absolutely.
But I definitely started to when Brock made that transition, I started to notice more UFC wrestlers, or UFC fighters.
Right.
My favorite all-time, Anderson Silva. Because when I saw Brock, I found him, and I instantly fell in love with the way he fought, his characteristics, everything. He just made it. It was theatrics, but he was also beating ass, you know?
Yeah.
So
mine was George St. Pierre.
Absolutely.
It's like one of
well,
my
see, for me,
ever.
it was more, it was George St. Pierre, but even before that, it was Dan the Beast Severn, it was Shogun Rua, it was Ken Shamrock.
I found those guys a little later.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I found them in UFC, and then they transitioned over to wrestling.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, shit, like, this is, like, I'm really into it now because, you know, they you know, set the bar, you know, for those guys to come from UFC and MMA to come to wrestling. And I was like, okay, this would be dope. And then, you know, really got into it a little bit more after that. So,
So who's your favorites? Like, we said Anderson, but who's your favorites now? Like
now
that he's like out of the game now.
I'm stuck between two, Conor McGregor and Adesanya.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely see a lot of like Anderson Silva in Adesanya.
Oh,
especially watching them two fight together.
100%.
Oh
yes.
yeah.
I mean,
very much.
He.
So if you're Adesanya, who's the Conor McGregor to you? Not Conor McGregor, but the Anderson Silva to you. Sorry.
If I'm Adesanya, who is the Anderson Silva?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I feel like now. I mean, Adesanya obviously beat Anderson Silva.
Yes.
So, I mean, I feel like he's kind of...
He didn't want to do that either.
Right. I feel like he's kind of above that now.
Yeah.
And I think Anderson knows it too.
Yeah. No, he definitely 100%. I mean, I feel the same way. Like,
so if you were had a match with someone who's like that, like you're pretty much the predecessor or you're the predecessor of or whatever, how do you say the word? I don't know. But who would that be in the industry?
the teacher to the people.
Right. If you were like to face them and you want to take their crown.
I feel like Will Ospreay's the guy.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I definitely have to elevate myself a lot more. But I mean, we've worked together before too. Mm-hmm. But
Warriors.
I feel like to be on his level, I'm gonna continue have to elevate.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there will come a time when we meet, and then I'll be able to test that theory. And then if it doesn't work, it's back to the drawing board, and we'll go right back at it again.
What are the challenges that you need to succeed in what you're trying to test yourself with? What are the goals?
I don't know, because he's transitioned to this heavyweight style now.
Yeah, yes.
And so, but wrestling him, he still very much does the junior heavyweight stuff. Mm-hmm. And just his explosiveness overall. Like that, it's to watch it in the ring and to feel it, it's unreal. Because like I'm explosive, but I'm not that explosive. So I think testing myself, I have to prove myself in that if I want to be able to keep up and one day pass that, you know? Mm-hmm. So that's how I feel about it.
That was a guy that elevated the game way past where feel like the game was even ready to go yet.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, oh, we're here. We're here now.
Yeah.
You weren't ready. I damn sure wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I was watching him wrestle at 19.
Yeah.
Him and Mandrews.
Yeah.
Like, I was wrestling him at 21, 20 years old. So I seen it then.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, okay, so this is where it's about to go.
Yeah.
I knew it like 2014.
Absolutely.
So, but man, like he's someone that pushes the limit. Like he's still pushing the bar.
Right.
Still to this day, and he's only like 27.
And I think it's that mindset too. I think he kind of started that mindset to where like this is what TNA was back in the day. Like, how do I elevate that? And then how do I continue to elevate myself? And I think that's where the mindset comes from, because every time you saw Will Ospreay, what was he doing? Something different. Adding on to what he was doing. Him and Ricochet changed the game together, and then Will Ospreay said, okay, I'm going to take this ball and I'm going to run with it.
He ran.
So
That's still one of the greatest matches of all time, too.
Absolutely.
Dude, like, I still, for the last 2-3 years, I've been saying he's the best in the world.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Like,
No
it's
doubt.
not even close.
No doubt.
It's not even close.
No doubt.
And, like, even with, like, seeing Okada and, like, seeing, I still watch, like,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of the guys, I'm like, man, but Will is just, like, still, like,
Yeah,
way up here.
absolutely.
And I'm like, I'm frightened to see this man when I go back.
Yeah.
I am frightened. I'm like, what did you do to the game? Oh my God. Snap. You know, so he makes me nervous. Like, I couldn't be more proud of him and stuff.
Yeah.
But back to UFC, like you got Adesanya stepping up in the next fight, right?
Yep, it's got
Like,
Adesanya
yeah.
versus Whitaker, too.
All right, so
Stepping
tell
up
me
in the
about
next
that.
fight.
Like y'all know the story. There's like 2, right? So
Yeah.
Tell me what happened in 1. Tell me, like, if I'm new to the game, I don't know if you've been watching Psy, like Mike, you've been checking out UFC much at all?
Not really.
Mhm.
Here or there? No.
Here and there. Pre-pandemic, I was kind of like keeping up more because we'd actually go out to like the bars and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've in 2021 I went to 3 UFC fights. Very good. First one in Jacksonville on the April 24th when they finally
Never been
let
to one.
people in and
Never
everything
been
like
to
that. To be 100% honest with you, don't go. And I'm saying that because and I'm saying that because
He said, brother.
I'm saying that because if you're the type of fan like I am that likes to hear the commentate the DC and the Paul Felders or the Michael Bispings, you can't hear any of that in the arena. All you hear is that's all you hear.
That's true.
And and that's what makes it, seeing it on TV is what makes it, the commentator.
You don't feel that energy of the crowd when it's the takedowns and all that?
Yeah, you do, but it's like at home you're like, and then because you feel them. Right.
Yeah.
You feel the commentators where
I feel like the camera's like in the ring too. So you're in the cage.
right, exactly.
I feel like they both have their strengths. Like, I agree. I do like the commentaries. I do like when the knockout comes, the shock, because the commentators don't know. Like,
exactly.
But I've only been to one, and it was the John Bones Jones versus Chael Sonnen. And on that card, I don't remember who it was, but there was a knockout, and you could hear the clap of the hit, and then the whole crowd rise. So I think there's that energy. But again, I do see your point where I like the commentators too. So I mean, I don't know. I think it's to each their own type of deal.
Because I was at the Phoenix show where Chris Weidman broke his leg, and that went through the arena, and it was just a hush that came over because it was just
That
like
uncomfortable quiet.
Yeah, and it was just like, and they kept showing the replay. And every time they kept showing, like on the 5th one, you're just like, okay, stop, please. Like,
Get it away.
Just is like, you can't see this anymore. Like, but it was just, the sound of it was just.
How are you feeling about Conor after his last fight?
I don't know, man. I feel like he wants to come back, but I feel like this leg break thing has happened a lot, and it's never ended good on the comeback sometimes.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Silva.
That was a
Came back.
freak one, though.
Yeah.
That was, wild.
Yeah. But, I mean, then again, like...
Even with his ability to sell a fight, I still don't think he has that.
I just don't. I think we have to see the first one to really know.
Yeah,
but I mean, the leg break thing has happened so much, and we've seen it just the career go up, and then when the leg break happens, it kind of just
Like,
yeah.
Like I don't know. I feel like we were like, of course, Connor's a great fighter, great in ring. Like he's just a great competitor. But there's something about like the fact that I feel like he's another one that sucks us in because of his ability to sell a fight and draws you in and stuff like that. So is it a case of like, of course he's great, but is it a case of like, are we watching because he's great, or are we watching because he pulls us in?
I feel like it's the pull in too.
Yeah,
you know,
I think
feel
it's
like
definitely the pull in.
I feel like he had that.
So I think without the like him coming back to fight again, even with the leg break, I think he's still going like
it would be a money fight.
Yeah,
it would be a money fight. Absolutely. Yeah. It would absolutely be a money fight if he comes back. The thing about it is, though, I mean, especially, we all like pure fans really want to see him and Poirier go at it again, just because of that leg break.
For sure.
So like a fourth one has to happen in this regard, you know. And then if Poirier goes off to win the championship or something like that, or if Gaethje wins the championship, like obviously Conor has to be put in that conversation.
So do we have the star power in the UFC like we used to, or no? I don't think
I think there's some.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think Adesanya is one of those guys who really can draw you in on a fight.
Yep.
Like how many household names do you think we have in the UFC right now?
There's a lot.
Household names?
Yeah.
There's a lot. No, there. Okay, we can. Adesanya, Usman.
That's a household name.
Usman. Yeah. I mean,
household names.
Yeah, we're talking about Ngannou.
His and Covington's fight was very much a draw.
Yeah, we're talking about
just because the first one,
Kobe Covington.
The first one was very much a close one.
Yeah.
I would say.
Right.
This one was the one we needed.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Jorge Masvidal.
I do believe Masvidal is
one.
I'll take Masvidal.
We're talking about Nate Diaz. We're not really talking about Nick Diaz, but Nate Diaz still fights.
Nick came back, but
Nick came back too. But Nate.
So we're off Nick. We're on Nate.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be honest with you, we've always been off Nick because a little bit older. Doesn't really have it like that. He still. He would still be a money fight, but not as much as his brother. Mm-hmm. His brother is the true money fight.
So his brother's Jeff.
Yeah.
You speaking my language.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually like, truth be told, like I do want to actually see the next one because just because I saw like see, he's not a household name. I can't remember his name.
Who we talking about here?
Whitaker.
Yeah.
Oh, Whitaker. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do. I am going to actually go out of my way to watch that. When is the date for that
Whitaker
one?
was a household name about maybe 3-4 years ago when he was the champion. So yes, I can understand that now.
All right, Mike. Mike is like the harshest critic I know. So
I'm sorry, Charles Oliveira.
What makes a household name?
He's not a household name.
What? Charles Oliveira? He's the champion.
Hold on a second. You need somebody who will command that attention, whether they have a title or not, right? Truly.
Okay.
How many of those guys that you mentioned, how many are carry that weight?
3, maybe 4.
Compared to that man too?
Kobe Covington, absolutely. Kobe Covington, absolutely.
Household names. Meaning to get people like
Jorge Masvidal, absolutely.
Hold on a second. Stop. How many UFC shows have you watched in the last 5 years?
That's a long stint.
It's proving my point.
Ooh.
Maybe 6. Okay.
But Sai also said he wasn't a real UFC fan.
But that's my point, though. If we're talking about household, okay. To me, a household name is a Conor. Other sports here, a Mayweather. Somebody who will draw in fans, who will be like, okay, I know there is.
I don't regularly watch, but I will watch because I know that name.
Right.
Understood.
Same.
Understand.
And so
Understandable.
So yes.
Okay.
Like those fighters, you can name absolutely great fighters, but household names, that's something.
I think that's few.
I
That's
feel
few
that.
far between.
I feel that.
Completely different.
You feel? You agree?
Because if I didn't watch UFC, I would still know who Conor McGregor is.
Right.
Right. At least because of Floyd.
I
Floyd,
don't watch boxing, but I know who Floyd Mayweather
Right.
is. I know who Mike
Right.
Tyson is. I know
Yes.
who
Like,
Muhammad Ali
I mean,
is.
I would hope you would know who Jorge Masvidal is
Well,
without UFC.
You would think.
True.
Okay. But he's like this. Okay.
You knew, but I'm going to say one thing and then I'll let you go.
Sure.
You knew who, and that was the viral, but you knew who Kimbo Slice was before he even got into. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, finish it. Go ahead.
So yeah, people knew, for better or for worse, who Kimbo Slice was.
Right.
Because there was a hype and there was an aura around the personality, whether that personality was he's just a killer in the ring.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, like he's just knocking fools out.
Right.
There was an aura around Tim Tebow.
Sure.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Florida Tim Tebow, yes.
No. NFL,
Oh,
Tim
we talking
Tebow.
NFL? Okay.
Carried over.
Yes, okay.
That's the thing. Like there is a difference. I'm not talking about who's a great fighter because
That's a different story. That's what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm
Household
getting
name,
at. Household
yeah.
names.
So now we're talking. Okay, so household names. We talking about like Antonio Brown, AB. We talking about who else?
Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes. We
is a
talking
household
about
name. Brady's a household name.
Brady's a household name. We talking about Stafford.
Odell's a household name.
Odell, yeah.
That's the perfect
Yeah.
example because like even though Odell the past 2-3 seasons has like kind of been
Right.
disappointing, he still kept that name, and if anything, his like Spain kind of grew.
Right.
Even like, and he hasn't played like well or a game of football in like 3 seasons.
Right.
You know, this is his first playoff win.
Right.
He just got his first playoff win.
Yeah.
So, and his playoff touchdown. He never had a playoff touchdown.
Now, would Stephen Curry be a household name
Yes.
if he no. If he wasn't doing what he's been doing all these years, including breaking the 3-point record?
No, but that goes a different way though.
Yeah, I don't.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still going to the finals with LeBron. Yes.
Yeah,
I don't watch basketball, but I definitely knew who Stephen Curry was. You know,
Yeah.
like
Right.
You
like
see a shoe on
it's
the
a
wall.
household name.
Yeah.
I get the point of the household name versus a good basketball player, a good fighter, a
Right.
good boxer, a good wrestler. I get that point for sure.
But like, now I'm trying to think of who's a player that's like
I'm sitting here trying to think of like a mediocre, like almost like a mediocre fighter or something like that. That still can be a household name, but he's a mediocre fighter. Like I can't really think of it off the top.
Uncle Boba Fett, a mediocre show.
Wow.
Oh. Who's that guy? Who's the guy that drinks the beer out the shoe?
Yeah, I can't.
I don't know his name, but I know him. I know that guy.
He's actually fighting against Derrick Lewis in the next pay-per-view, like
That's the next one?
pay-per-views or something like that.
The guy he's fighting is the guy who has like the most knockouts.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it's him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's your opinion on Derrick Lewis? Like just as a fighter? Because I hear both sides of it.
The thing is like he says, and I don't know if I agree with it or not. He said that if the last fight he had with Zero Gun, if they fought in the Apex, he would have won. In comparison to the fact that where he fought in his hometown in Houston, and the fact that in the Toyota Center, and it was just him being in his hometown, and it was a crowd of people.
I know that guy.
Yes, and it was a crowd of people. That got to his head. I don't know if that's a good enough excuse. I don't. Look, that's just me. That's my personal opinion.
Is that the guy who knocked out Ronda Rousey boyfriend?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Well, I only know that because he's like, yeah, where Ronda fine ass at? But
you know what? No.
Made himself a household name.
And that's what. Yes.
Made himself a household name.
That's the point.
He right.
Right.
You knew.
Yes.
Because of that viral
right.
comment.
Yep.
Hey, I know this guy now,
Right.
Because he's the.
No, but he is the look.
There's a difference between.
I remember those bad tattoos. That's what I remember. Damn it.
He is the fighter that when Joe Rogan interviewed him in the post fight interview, he was like, "Hey Derrick, why did you take your shorts off?" He was like, "Because my balls is hot."
Oh, that's him too.
Right.
Oh, this is my favorite.
That was him.
This is the same.
That was him. Like
I'm buying a ticket whenever he comes to town.
You can't be any like that's the number one coup de grace right there. Like what the hell?
I love it.
Like yes, okay, that's a perfect reason to why I take my shorts off because my balls is hot. You not thinking about that? Nobody else thinks like that. Or even would have thought to say, oh, shit, that's why I took my shorts off.
He said, they ain't going to remember the knockout. They're going to remember what I say after this fight. And he took advantage of the moment.
He literally was like, oh, shit. And Joe was like, well, why'd you take your shorts off? He's like, because my balls was hot.
My brother.
Well, goddamn.
Sports. Any other sports going on besides my Rams going to the Super Bowl? Turn up, L.A. Whose house? What?
Shout out Matthew Stafford. That's my quarterback.
Oh, did you watch any football?
I don't, but wrestling Twitter is obviously a huge fan of all of it, so I get the updates on there.
Yeah, I'll be peeking at it. Yeah.
Yep. So
I'm proud. You know, this is redemption season for my Rams. Oh, not even for my Rams, it's for the players on the Rams team.
Right.
Like Odell was counted out like 3 years ago. Came in and killing
Odell
it.
was counted out 3 months ago.
this is true.
Yes.
Yeah, like
counted out 3 months ago.
Yeah, like counted out, saying it was like he was messing up the Cleveland Browns and
was
Baker Mayfield's focus.
It was
like Odell, you're in the way. Like
it was Odell's fault that Baker
fault
Mayfield
that
couldn't throw him the ball.
Kept going to the other team, So but now he's since then put up like 5-6 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had a touchdown like 30 games before that.
And now it became Baker Mayfield's fault because
Yep, now it's Baker.
yeah, it's always
Yeah,
been
with a bump
Baker
shoulder. Now it's the
Mayfield.
bump shoulder. Now it's
now
the cold weather.
Yeah.
Now it's it's all these other reasons. Like
my
magically
toe
not cold.
hurts.
Yeah. Matt Stafford was counted out because he's playing in a bad team, bad organization for like how many years?
He was never. He was 12, but I'm sorry, 11. But he was never really counted out.
Oh yes, he was. Yes,
We gave Matthew Stafford everything. The team counted him out.
He's saying that because he's in Detroit.
The front office counted him out.
Yes.
Did they still have faith in him after Megatron retired?
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, they did it.
Yes.
That was the end of that.
No.
Who playing quarterback now?
Jared Goff.
Okay, they counted him out.
Well, then, I mean, he wanted to be traded, and he wanted to get traded, and we were like, okay, cool. Go
I'll tell you right now, our Rams counted Derrick Goff out. They said the crazy.
Yeah, they definitely counted Jared Goff out.
We paid him.
He
took him to he took us to a Super Bowl, and we counted him out.
And he won. Right.
You don't like throwing past 5 yards. Yeah, you gotta go.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford. Hey, say what you want. Like he's a risky thrower, and I'll take a risky thrower than a conservative, timid thrower.
Yeah.
He had them 2 deep passes and 46 seconds left.
I was there. I went to so technically I went to Tom Brady's last game.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, dude, let me tell you, the energy of that stadium was nuts. It was like it felt you could feel the momentum shifting, we're winning 20-7 going into halftime and stuff. Like the crowd's just quiet. No cannons are going off in the Buccaneers. They're just like, no, shut the cannons off. We're getting messed up. Then there's like fumble, they get the ball. Fumble, they get the ball. White towels come out of nowhere. Everybody has a white towel all of a sudden, swinging that bitch around the stadium.
Where did all these white towels come from? Right.
People were leaving. People were already leaving. Now, you just see the stadium full all over again. Man, it was just a crazy experience. Jess never been to a football game. That was her first football game she's ever been to.
Nice,
so she got to see a playoff game. Tom Brady beat us in the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah.
Twice beat my Rams in the Super Bowl, so we finally got his ass. Got him the freak out of here. Not only just got him out of the playoffs, got him out of the freaking league. Ended that career, baby. Giselle said, bring your ass home. I got a kale smoothie in here for you. You better drink this shit. I've been making this all day. Got his ass out of there.
That's why I'm wearing the Ghost jersey right now.
Yeah,
Not because of him, just because
where's the lighter?
It's his last. It's his last.
You're still wearing it.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. It'll be okay. Like
She
it's
said,
all right.
"I got some cucumber ice cream waiting here for you. Get your ass over here."
Wow.
Shoot.
Not the cucumber melon ice cream.
Yeah.
But
I got a playbook you can read, mother. Get your ass home. Tired of you. Aaron Donald was beating your ass. I watched it. I was here. My antennas. I was watching you get chased by a lot of large black men. I'm tired of it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It scared me. Go home.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Blake, outside, keeping up with the sports and aspect of the whole thing. Keeping up with the sports aspect.
Hello, Blake. Hey, how's it going?
Yes. Keeping up with the whole sports.
I didn't see you there, Blake.
Right. Keeping up with the whole sports
hype about my
aspect of the same thing.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Who are some of the people you would like to wrestle in 2022?
We're going back to that?
In like what New Japan,
Definitely
GCW.
Definitely would like this one for sure.
Nice.
I pitched for it a lot back in WWE, especially when I found out you guys were doing the
Oh,
PC
man.
Lives. I was trying, but I was always put with rookies to lead them through a match.
They didn't like having me wrestle. I don't know what it was. They didn't want to be wrestling. They just the most over I've been in the company. They were like, "Yeah, get you out the ring." I'm like, "Okay."
It's like Swerve's very good on the mic. We could just use him on that. We don't need to see him wrestle.
I'm like, I got here from wrestling, right? Ring of Honor will be back sometime soon. I hope.
I don't know about that.
Oh Lord, I never wrestled Ring of Honor. I always wanted to wrestle Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I only done Future of Honor, so
I would have loved to have done
nice.
that.
Yeah.
I would like talk about Ring of Honor experience. Man, I would have loved to have been in Ring of Honor.
absolutely. But I think they might make a comeback. I feel like
They
after
better.
This, I
We
feel like
need
after
it.
this one show, they're gonna get the ball rolling.
Tune
again.
in to Impact every Thursday.
You just popped up on Impact
I
too.
did
Did
back
your thing.
back there.
Done that thing. Okay.
But another guy, I definitely want to get that Jonathan Gresham match in because I do.
Must.
Yes.
I think the mix of styles we could
Right,
really
yeah.
paint a good picture. A lot of newcomers, those guys coming up. I definitely want to get in the ring with those guys, especially if they're like they want to take it to the next level. I've always thrived myself on wanting to push those guys to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
A match that is happening that's never happened. Mike Bailey, who is absolutely
Mike
unreal.
Bailey.
That's nice. Yes.
My match with Mike Bailey changed my career, man.
He's very much
incredible.
an unreal talent. So
Unreal.
definitely want to do that one. That's coming up next month.
Glad to have him back in the States too.
Absolutely. I
man.
just watched him do his thing at PWG, and him and Bandito just tore it up night one.
Imagine.
Main event, it was just unreal.
I could only imagine.
To a crowd that has already seen like all these singles matches,
Yep.
and for them to just have them biting on everything. So I'm very much looking forward to that match with Mike Bailey.
I miss my Bandito, man.
Yeah.
I miss Bandito.
Bandito's the man. I actually have a match. Not sure how to say his name. It's Dorada now.
Mascata?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a fatal 4-way with him this weekend, but I definitely want a singles match with him.
Yeah.
I loved him in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Mhm.
That's where I really kind of fell in love with his work. And just to see him come back, I definitely want that match.
Absolutely.
There's a bunch of guys from Mexico as well. Arami, who is very
I've been seeing
good.
a lot of these new guys.
He's very good.
Yes.
I definitely want to run one back with Ares, who is one of the most unrealistic in strength and what he does, innovative wise. He is one of the best luchadors I've ever seen in my entire life, and had the pleasure of working with. Especially,
Have you ever worked with Phoenix?
I've not.
Mm.
Definitely would love that one too.
Oof. Man.
I definitely want a singles match with Will Ospreay, especially after our match in Warrior. We just there was a moment right at the beginning before we got moving where we just had the crowd and they were ready for it, because this match was actually supposed to happen before the pandemic, and then the pandemic happened. Obviously, it took that away.
Right.
But I definitely want that. I definitely want a singles match with Trey Miguel, because it's another guy who is up here is untouchable.
Shout out to Teasy and Trey Miguel, new track.
So I think there's a long list of guys that I just can't pop off the tip of my head, but those guys are definitely some for sure.
That's dope, man.
That's dope. Yeah.
Can't wait to see it. Let's get into some music. This will be TZ Table section of the whole thing, but we have TZ 2.0 over here. So like
TZ fused.
Yeah. T's tanks. Yeah. So like tasting music, man. What you listening to?
What are you listening to?
What are we spicing?
I'm kind of like a hybrid of everything. Like I like some old school stuff. I like some country. I like some rock. I love rap. You know, like I'm kind of just. It just depends on like the mood of the day. You know, I feel like sometimes I'm feeling this or sometimes I'm feeling this. But yeah, I've always kind of been like a hybrid when it comes to music. So
who you go tos? Like no matter what, like boom.
What gets you going in the gym or
I can pull up my Hammerstein playlist.
Ooh, okay, not the Hammerstein playlist now. Oh boy,
The Greatest by Futuristic is the top one.
Ooh,
I Love by Joyner Lucas. A recent one that I found is This Is My Time by Lecrae. First Day Out by T Grizzly.
Oh, shout out T Grizz.
Going out Grizzly over here. I met T Grizzly once.
Yeah?
Yeah, cool dude.
Bring 'Em Out by Young Boy.
Oh.
Warm Up NF. J. Cole, Middle Child.
Okay.
Logic. Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares. So
always
that's my go-to, like as in like if I'm trying to get like pumped up,
right.
Gym wise or match wise, like that was obviously my Hammerstein playlist to get me in the zone. So
you're looking forward to any new artists dropping? Like this is a year for like a lot of dudes to come back, like drop some heat. We've been missing them. We've been like Kendrick, where are you at?
I haven't kept up with like who's dropping what when. The only one I really have is Kid Laroi.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I've been, yep.
Because I feel like he doesn't make enough music for me to like. I want more. I feel like,
okay.
You know, I feel like he's just now starting to drop all these albums. But I mean, if you go on SoundCloud, you can obviously find like, a ton of like his old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see earlier, it's gone now, that J. Cole had just dropped something.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but he was I was on freaking airplane
Cole's
mode.
album kind of came and went. Anybody else feel like that?
Yeah,
definitely
I felt like
did.
did too.
It had a brief moment in history.
Moment in sun, and it was like. KOD kind of like lasted a little longer.
A little bit.
More so because of controversy with Lil Peep.
That's true. Yeah.
Household name. Do that to you. Yeah.
Like, dude,
Are we talking Little Peep or?
Yeah, household name, man. Name a Lil Peep song.
I can't.
Exactly. but you know, he made waves.
Has he made a Peep since?
Nope. There you go. Nope.
Oh,
Not a one.
Yes.
Not a one.
Who? I know Corday just dropped. So I got like TZ told me it's solid. I gotta jump on some new music. I really do, because like I know what I've been playing recently is that new JID 21 surround sounds. It's just a single, but
that new Gunner album is pretty nice.
Is it now?
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
I don't know the name of it.
See,
household
name.
I have it on my phone.
Bring up household names.
I have it on my phone. Everybody knows Gunner though. I mean, you know,
everybody knows Gunner, but I need these household names, man. Come on. Everybody dropping a lot of singles nowadays. Nobody's dropping like albums. They just like the rollouts have been just like I miss a good rollout for an album. I miss like people going on radio stations and like going on 106 in Park and like jumping on like TRL. All these talk shows and get them album promoted and stuff like that. I miss
TZ's
that.
Table,
you got an album coming out, you gotta talk to TZ.
Yeah, right, absolutely. That new Frank album, you know.
Oh yeah, that is dropping.
Yeah.
Jesus, shout out Frank Digits dropping soon.
Oh my God, it's Che Merge. Come on,
Digits dropping soon, man. You say you're a Marvel guy. Spider-Man: No Way Home.
it's like the number one. I feel like
Yep.
It's going
3 weeks in a row.
It better stay that way for a while.
I feel like it's number one like Marvel movie period right now. Huh?
It's about to be third all time. It's getting ready to surpass Avatar.
Oh, okay.
It's getting
For
close.
third all time. It will. It should.
I feel. I feel it was the closest to flawless as it could be for Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I stand by that. We did the movie review, Sci-Fi's channel. Check that out on the youtube.com/Swerve City Podcast. And we expanded, bro. That's doing it. So we did a review on that. Check that out. You can in depth, spoilers as well. But I literally believe like that was like the closest to this. Huh?
I mean, you know what though? Yeah, it may be spoilers, but at first it's been out long enough at this point.
You'll be
surprised. If you haven't, I know, but if you haven't seen
Some
it,
people are like, hey man, what they talking about?
Nah, see,
come on, man.
Like
you'll be surprised. People
like
will still get upset.
I had a friend that just took his kids for the first time to see Spider-Man like this weekend, and I'm like, bro, like you just now going with your kids? I'm like, it's been out for 3 weeks, but you gotta. That's one of them things like you gotta stop what you doing and just like take the family like. He said, on day one, like
he said, man, I've been busy with my girlfriend and baby mama, bro. It's been crazy,
he
bro.
He don't have none of those. That's the thing. Just him and his kids.
Well, he said kids. So I was assuming he got some ladies,
Make some money, bro. Make some money to take them.
Yeah.
Movies are expensive. Yeah. I mean, it's the popcorn.
If you had any things that they would have done differently, like I wouldn't change a thing, but what would you say? Like,
I wouldn't either.
That's a really dope picture of Zendaya too.
I think.
I mean, not to put that out there, but I mean,
I think when the Avengers came out the first time, that was the first time seeing like all our favorite superheroes together. Yeah, but I feel like this was even more legendary because this was a childhood Spider-Man of mine.
Same.
My favorite Spider-Man and Andrew. And then the current Spider-Man, who I also love.
Yep.
All on one screen, and it's combining all the villains.
That's 20 years.
Right.
I felt like this was more legendary than that. But that might be just me. But I definitely felt like it was much more.
I felt like Civil War was like that jump. I was like, okay, this is possible.
I thought Civil War was very, very, very cool.
I felt like that was what like Civil War opened up the doors for Infinity War.
Absolutely.
But like this was just something different. Like this finally gave me the origin story I wanted for a Spider-Man.
Absolutely.
Because that was my biggest gripe for the Spider-Man for the longest time.
There was no...
The Tom Holland one, we like kind of skipped over that because we was just like
because we've seen it so many times and we wanted to throw him in.
Well, now it was just Peter Parker and Tony Stark.
Just right there.
Yeah, they were like
he was already Spider-Man when we met him.
Yeah, like I didn't get to go through that struggle with him, and he kept having like the babysitter of Tony Stark hovering above
for
him.
sure.
So I never felt like he was ever in danger.
But also, Oscorp never existed in Tom's universe.
Right, yeah, exactly.
So,
and that's the good thing about it.
How did he get bit by the spider this time,
That's also true.
So there's a missing aspect right there.
There's that, yep. He just like,
because
Spider-Man is here.
This one doesn't even take place in 616.
No.
Like, I'm not, like, I don't even know what multiverse this actually takes place in.
They explain, you got to YouTube it, but they explain it.
Right.
Not in this, though. But,
right, yeah, I was like, I don't.
Yeah, my thing was just like, I hated him relying on tech.
Yeah.
On Stark Tech. That always bothered me. Like,
he
was
right.
GPS.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was about to say, I was just getting ready to say, didn't they all kind of? But no, they didn't.
No,
you're right.
Even if they did rely on tech, they made it, or they went to Oscorp and like had some other But
help. I also feel like this one opened the door to that this time, because now he doesn't have the tech.
Right.
The theory is that it doesn't remember him. Right.
Right.
So now I feel like he has to go into what the traditional Spider-Man does.
That's what, and they were getting struggle Spider-Man.
Right.
I want broke Peter. Give me broke Peter.
And I feel like we're about to get that.
You stupid broke son of a bitch. I want broke Peter.
Yeah.
That's all. Well,
this was basically what that was.
Like I wanted the broke apartment. I want him to make the suit. I wanted like everything. I want him to have a pizza delivery job. I want broke Peter. Give me broke Peter.
Right.
Absolutely. And they gave me broke Peter with no girlfriend. Love it.
Yeah, for the most part, because you don't even know who.
And how was Willem Dafoe still scary? That man still terrifying.
Hey, I mean.
That's still a terrifying individual.
I think his performance in this one topped the old one.
It did. Oh, yeah.
Because just the way he was in this, and the most iconic one that just pops off the top of my head is not the hotel, but the apartment building. Yeah, I feel like that one was just it was unreal to see him in that position, but also like just the transition from how he was before to this one. it was so much better.
But in the same way, he still stayed true to
Yeah,
it too.
yeah,
In
for
the same
sure.
time, it was like he evolved, but he still stayed true to the core of like Green Goblin.
Absolutely.
In the first movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And to hold that for 20 years is like insane. That's like
For sure.
incredible.
For sure.
You know, like there was a lot of play. There was like it was playful, but when it got dark when it needed to get dark.
Yeah.
But it was playful. Everybody was funny. There was not like the comedic relief.
Right.
But like everybody was equally funny.
Yeah.
Especially when like Toby interacting with Andrew and Tom.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
was genuinely funny. You know, it wasn't like, oh, he's the comedy one.
Right.
He's the comedy one. No, everybody was like funny. Zendaya was funny.
Right.
You know, like Doctor Strange was funny.
Right.
But then you know how like Toby was kind of like the older, like the elder Spider-Man.
OG.
Like he
Yeah.
was like, you know, literally like playing like to that elder statesman role. Like
I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, but that, like, I loved how he kept the central of like, this is what we do. We save people.
Yeah.
Come on now, like,
Right.
like I've been down this road. Don't go there. And then that came to like, but that's also always been a fault of Spider-Man. They stayed true to
Right.
that. Like he does what's right, even if it
No
means
matter
him
what.
losing
Yeah.
something,
Right.
he
Yeah.
sacrifices something.
Right.
Right.
You know, but you got to do the right thing, even though you're going to lose something in the process. So
Right.
like the scene where like Toby stops him from using the glider
Mm-hmm.
on him, and then he gets cut, like stabbed. That's the sacrifices. You know, like, hey, you turned your back on him, but we got to do the right thing, even though it costs me getting hurt.
Right.
Right.
That's like, there's a lot of like consistencies through the characters,
For sure.
and it kind of mirrored all three of them in different ways.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very well done. Favorite Marvel movie out of all the MCUs right now?
I think it's that one, man.
Yeah.
I think before I would have chose Civil War because just them fighting each other was
Mhm.
cool to me,
Yeah.
especially from being a comic book fan and that. But I feel like when I saw this, like it
Just
just
took
took
to
the
a
cake.
Yeah.
It took the cake.
Yeah.
And I think it's because like again, childhood Spider-Man, favorite Spider-Man, this
Right.
Spider-Man all on one screen.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what really set it off, but it was also so well done.
For me, Guardians still, the first Guardians still.
I do
Absolutely.
like
Yeah.
That
that's
holds
that's yeah. That
I do
that's
love the Guardians of the
that's
Galaxy.
that
with me.
exceeded every
Yeah,
expectation.
that's
I
with
ever
me
had.
as well too.
I do. I do love
the first Guardians, like followed by maybe Black Panther for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like I felt like the first Guardians and the first Avengers are still my favorite.
Yeah,
my two
yeah.
Very
favorites.
good.
And it's hard to top.
And
those.
and that I mean, definitely Thor Ragnarok for me as well too.
I can't finish Thor Ragnarok. There's too much comedy. It's too goofy. It gets to a point where it got too goofy to me.
I thought it was very good.
Pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
Thor does nothing for me, bro. I'm sorry. Thor.
I can
like,
understand
fat
that
Thor,
also.
skinny Thor,
I can-
shaved head Thor. They've done so much with Thor. I'm like,
I
done with Thor.
I can understand that. I can see
One-eyed
that.
Thor,
I can see that.
Thor with the hammer, Thor with the fucking the goddamn axe. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't care. You give him a machine gun. I can't vibe with Thor,
I
bro.
can see that.
I don't know, the sexy Thor, fat Thor, long hair Thor. No, I'm getting dismissed, man. Earth 55 Thor, Earth 60 multiverse. Like, no, I just can't get with Thor. Infinity War. Truth be told, might be the best Marvel film ever.
It was really good.
Like,
I
it might
just
be.
wish
I'll
they
say-
probably.
I honestly will say that was the best one.
I
But my
just wish
favorite
they
is
would have did a
Guardians.
little bit more with Thanos. Like,
What more
I'm okay with what they did. I'm great with what they did, but I just
What more could they do? He killed everybody.
but there was he did, but power was a little bit shaved down a little bit, but
Oh my
What we got
god.
was still scary.
oh yeah.
He got two movies.
Yeah.
Back to back. What more could they do with them?
Oh, I mean,
You're a Star Wars fan. Get away from me.
I am absolutely.
So, Sai, do we have a chit trap question? What's your plan? Because I need a list.
what
I'm
are you
out.
playing?
I'm on a drought, dog.
So I do have an Xbox and a PS5.
Same.
I definitely play a lot of the Spider-Mans. The Last of Us, both of those are very good.
Great.
the second
Yeah.
one. The second one.
Especially the second one was great.
It played well, but
Oh, no.
The first one is hard to beat.
yeah.
The first one is
I
hard to
beat
beat.
the first one.
I feel like the first one is it set the tone.
It did. Yeah.
And I feel
but
like
the second one kind of like
I felt like the second one was
skyrocketed.
I felt like the second one was good, and it really hooked me when Joel died. But
yes, but God, no. I'm
just I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but I felt like I don't know. I felt like it hooked me when Joel died, but it kind of just let me down somewhere in there that I could not figure out where.
same. But once I figured out how much of an asshole Joel was, I was like, yeah, perfect. I'm glad he's dead.
But then again, like Joel did it to save Ellie, you know? So if he wouldn't have saved Ellie, there probably wouldn't have been a second game. And then
That is correct. Yeah, you're right on that.
That's the point of the story. There's like there's no heroes and villains. It's
Yeah,
just,
like-
it's survivors. You just survive.
like he knew like if he wanted to save Ellie, he was gonna have to kill this guy, and then
Right.
the repercussions. We didn't know that his daughter
If anything-
was a freaking badass.
If anything,
Yeah.
Ellie was an asshole.
I do.
She
agree.
was. She
Ellie then
was.
turned, and
Yeah.
that I felt like I don't know. I felt like number one set the tone, and it's always gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be here in the second one.
Ellie
She did do old girl dirty though.
Ellie was the most irresponsible hero of any
100%.
game I've ever
Was.
saw. Like we have it, we got our baby, we got our thing. I gotta go back out there.
Yeah. Right.
Like
Bit off your fingers. Finish the job.
kill
right.
her,
Yeah.
kill her, please kill her. That game was also very dreary.
Yes.
Like Ellie's killing pregnant women.
Yeah, it
she's
was-
stabbing dogs.
Right.
She's like taking up. She knows her girl's pregnant, and she takes her out there anyway.
Right.
And like, it's just a lot of back and forth.
The chick
It's
that looked like Rhea
melodramatic.
Ripley, like
Oh,
it's just-
then on top of it was in Seattle. It's
Right.
always raining.
Yep.
It's the same levels over and over again. It's just building grass,
hospital
dog.
hospital.
Like, yeah, I'm like, oh man. I will say that
Getting into a shootout.
AI was really great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they were smart. I was like, oh, they finding me.
Yeah. I love both of those games, but I just don't think the second one exceeded the number one.
Oh no, not even close. It was bad. The story was bad. The pacing was bad all over the place. Flashback here, flashback here.
A recent one, Guardians of the Galaxy game, is very good.
That was fun.
I've heard a
Really
lot
good.
about
Fun.
that.
Really
I can
good.
take my hoodie
a
off now.
lot about that.
We're not talking about this
I've heard a
game
lot
anymore. I can
about
take my hoodie
that.
off.
It was really good. I enjoyed that one.
Because everybody was talking about how bad the Avengers game was.
It's still
but
bad.
everybody
That's
was
still bad.
also talking about how great Guardians of the Galaxy
It
was.
was.
it
It
was
was
great.
simple. It was simple and fun.
Yeah, it was very fun.
Like, dude, like honestly, like you could have put Tom Holland in that that Avengers game. It still would have been bad.
Wow.
It was. The Avenger game was very, very much a letdown. But
I'm like,
I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was great.
It's
Stuck
really
to the
excellent.
characters. It was funny. It was fun.
Yeah.
Serious when it gets serious. But
I'm still not over Cyberpunk 2077. I have yet to recover from that.
so my buddy I played Xbox with got that game.
Yeah.
And I just heard him complain about it all the time.
I was trying to be so optimistic. I was compensating so
But
much.
the glitches can work into your favor, though.
Dog, I spawned under the car. Like, I had to delete save files to get out. It was bad, dog. I had to go back like days of saves to even come back to like reality. Dog, did you play?
Never.
Oh,
Never.
I haven't.
It was too much like negative.
Yeah,
was like,
I
"Ah,
have the
can't."
game,
feel
but I've
bad.
never opened it. But I have played the game. Man, like yes, the glitches
I
can work
downloaded
into
it.
the glitches can work into your favor if
I
you
don't see
do
how.
it right. But
They were like, there was bad glitches with dumb AI. It was just,
Yes,
it
yes.
just didn't mesh. Like people are running through the door, and then like I remember there was like a boss fight in the lobby of this building or whatever, and just like a big old person in a mech suit like type
Right.
shooting thing, like I was shooting them like it had the hit points or whatever. It was kind of going down like 5, 6, 8, 7, 5, 6, and I'm like, that's not enough. This is going to take forever. And then the elevator opened, and I was just like, oh. But the mech wouldn't move. It got stuck in the glitch. So I just said, okay. I just couldn't get in this elevator and just pushed the button, and I just went down. So I never even killed the mech. I don't even know if you're supposed to actually kill it. To this day, I have no idea. So I got through that mission from a glitch. It was so bad.
I never. I heard it was such a letdown. I was like, just let me not. I don't need to experience. I see the YouTube videos. I hear my friend complaining about it. It's like,
it felt like the new Matrix movie. I felt like I was playing the new Matrix.
No, I haven't seen that.
Wow. Please.
But I've also heard
don't
on that as well.
Don't.
Same guy.
Don't. Yeah. No.
But his John Wick movies are great.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes,
I'll never complain.
Yes. I went into the new Matrix with so much expectation and so much like, yes.
As soon as I seen Yahya Abdul Mateen as Morpheus, I said, ooh.
Yeah. I was like,
ooh, he's doing karate. Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, no. I was like, let me guess. Morpheus got upgraded.
Right,
Let
right.
me guess.
Yeah.
And sure enough, that's exactly what I got. Oh, my God. It was so upsetting. Look at him. He looked like the Joker. Look at him. Oh.
Oh,
Look
my
at
God.
He look like he's playing Saints Row.
Hey,
Look at
It
him.
does. This does look like
he
a
looked
Saints
like
Row
Billy
cover.
Porter with no hair.
Oh, God. He like Anderson Silva. Oh. Look at him.
Don't do that.
Bro, this is disgusting what they did to him. Morpheus was never that flamboyant. They made
No.
him in the movie.
I've seen the older ones.
Yeah,
I've
great.
not-
He always was just black, like black on black, nothing like
Yeah, like he wore like
no
like
colorful anything.
he wore like a burgundy suit
Yeah,
every
yeah.
once in a while in the movies. Yeah, huh?
It was a muted color, like it was toned down.
Yeah.
But like the whole point of like the Matrix, remember like it was like everything was like kind of green. It was like shady green, whatever. No, it's just like a regular movie.
Right.
I'm like,
Looks like he's on a Saints Row cover for sure.
like, dude, look at him, dude. Johnny Gatz, look at you.
Oh no.
Golly.
You mentioned you had Xbox, Steve. Did you play any of that?
Hold up, I'm not done. Look at him. Look at him. Look, he plays power forward for the Magic. Bro.
Oh no.
I was
Don't
disgusted.
do that.
I was disgusted when
Oh
they did.
no.
Oh my God, man! Like, you
Oh,
ever see?
no.
You ever see the Get Down? Take him and put him in there. That's Morpheus. They took my man. Oh my God, that dog. He don't look right. He don't look right. Morpheus never fights either. He never uses a gun. Like now, so people complain.
Well, he's a younger, more leaner Morbius.
How?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What? They don't, no. The thing was they said like honestly there was like complaints online that saying like, oh my God, like Morpheus doesn't even shoot guns. Or like, well, after the first movie he never really needed to shoot guns. He kind of stayed away from guns after like in Reloaded and Revolution. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't mind it. But he didn't even fight.
Wasn't he like
trying to fight.
like a more powerful being then? But just didn't.
Yeah, he didn't need a gun.
Yeah,
so
right.
I got that. I was okay with that. But he didn't even fight. He just force pushed people. I'm like, bro, you just filmed John Wick. Fight. I want to see you fight.
It's true.
Like, yes. Yo, the one. Now apparently like Trinity's the one. Spoiler alert. She flies. She does the ending of the first.
If
movie
anybody didn't already know that at this point, because it was so fucking bad, like.
Yeah, once I heard the reviews, I was like, I'm not gonna.
Because she was supposed to technically be the one in like the third one, anyways. But
I would have rather had Will Smith as this one.
wow, don't do that. Don't do that.
We're gonna upgrade characters now and just change body models.
Nope, nah, we can't.
If we just gonna do that,
No, yeah.
if we gonna do that, just do what yeah.
Listen here. After Gemini Man, we can't do that no more.
No, that is Gemini Man. Look at
At
him.
the Gemini Man, we can't do that no more. Okay. All right, at Gemini Man, we can't do it. All right.
Look at it, dog.
Nah.
Look at him.
Yeah, I know.
Dog.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah, I know.
Name the episode. Look at him.
Yeah.
Please, can we
Yeah.
name the title of this episode? Look at him,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
He looks like he's playing Injustice.
Yeah.
Bruh, look at him. He needs a flower on his lapel so it spits acid out of his shirt. He looks. His bullets don't even come out this thing. It says bang. Like, dog,
Oh no.
get this away from me. I can't. This is just. Oh. Like,
He
Matrix,
does look like he's playing
Matrix
Injustice.
and Kill Bill are like my and Fight Club are my top 3 favorite movies. You mess with any of them, you're dead to me. You're done. I can't deal with you. They took one. If they do,
You know what I am?
leave Beatrice Kiddo alone.
I'm so glad they haven't remade or even thought about remaking Fight Club.
Don't touch it.
I'm glad.
Like, if you so name a one-off movie that you would actually like to see a sequel to.
Or not even a sequel, just more of like
a
reboot.
No, a sequel. No. Don't you say that word in this house. We just saw one.
Oh.
No. Look at him. It disgusts me. You go ahead. Sorry.
I'm a big House of the Dead fan.
Ooh.
Wasn't really a fan of the first
movie?
one. Yeah, the movies.
Oh.
The first one wasn't. But I did enjoy the second one.
The second one was
There's a second one?
Yes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
second one is good.
Where?
House of the Dead?
Yeah, House of the Dead.
Usain Bolt?
That's the name, right?
No, it's
The Olympic sprinter? Wait.
no, that's Usain Bolt. When he said Usain Bolt, that's his name. Louis Bolt, yeah, Louis Bolt. Hey, yo.
Did you say?
Hey, Sci-Fi said, hey, Usain Bolt. And I was like, what? I'm looking at like, you mean Louis Bolt? Like,
The last name right.
He's directing.
yeah, I was like, you mean Usain Bolt? I'm like, oh man.
I'm like, wait.
I'm like, what is he like, Bowl cousin or something like that? Like, what we looking at here?
God.
Like,
No, that's Bull. He's playing freaking Morpheus. Yo. Oh, look at him. Look at him.
oh,
But
he do look like somebody out of Injustice though.
Oh, he disgusts
Like
me.
like the golden edition of Injustice.
Golly.
Injustice 2.
He looked like a Warner Brothers villain, bro.
Oh my god.
But if they did a House of the Dead 3 in
Yes.
the same aspect they did House of the
But
Dead
that's not a
2.
first one, though. That's not a one-off movie.
I guess you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's what
Yes.
I'm saying.
well,
Yes.
I mean, you could
I played the games.
It might have been a one-off, because it had nothing to do with House of Dead 1.
I don't mean
At
it.
all.
If it said 2.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
That Matrix had nothing to do with the other 3. Shoot, that's for damn sure.
I mean, that Scream didn't have it.
No, it didn't.
The other 17 million screams.
I felt like I didn't watch Scream. I felt like I watched Stab 9.
Yeah.
The parody of the movie in the movie.
I felt like I watched a mixture of Scream and Scary Movie and like another just like dumbass runoff from Scary Movie, and it's just like.
I'll tell you one thing. If I could get like a sequel, we're way past like doing a sequel for this, but like I would love to see a sequel at the time in a nice time frame. I would have loved to see a Demolition Man sequel. I'm a huge Demolition Man.
There
fan.
is a Demolition. Well,
Don't you say that?
actually,
Don't you tell me that?
is it a sequel? I think it is.
Don't
If
you
it's
tell me
not
that.
a sequel, it's definitely a reboot. Demolition Man.
Where?
I want to say it came out some years ago.
Sure you watch Demolish Man?
I
Construction Man.
right. Yeah, Mike, look that up. I think like I want to say it's.
I don't think that happened, bro.
I want to say somewhere in the 2000s and something.
Man, I think you in the metaverse, B.
Demolition Man. It's got to be a Demolition Man sequel somewhere out there.
No. No way. Oh, man. If Mike says no, it don't exist. Mike the GOAT is never wrong.
So you would like a Demolition Man sequel?
No. I really thought it was either.
They're making one though.
I spoke too soon.
A sequel.
I spoke too soon. Why'd I do that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, that's what I was
Why'd I
like.
do
Yeah.
that? Why'd I do
It
that?
hasn't been done yet, but yeah, they're
I don't know who's going to get done, man. You seen Sylvester Stallone recently?
yeah.
He's like, hey, it's the
Oh,
future.
you know what I was
How do
thinking
you-
of? I was thinking of Judge Dredd.
That's a great movie.
That's what I was thinking
That
of.
reboot was excellent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
That's
of.
one of the few reboots that actually work well.
That's what I was thinking of. Judge Dredd. That's what I was thinking of.
Bro, how do we lose those damn 3 seashells? What? You're in a wheelchair. Like, yeah, what? Like, the hunka chunka. Oh my God, that's hilarious. This is a good time to close this episode, man.
Wow.
One more time, can we put that on the screen? You know what I'm talking about. Because we need an RIP next to this man for this. You know, yeah.
Why do you want to do?
I got to close off hot. Cause look at him! God!
Can we put the how do I? Can we put that next?
Oh my God!
In the edit, please.
On top of that, who's next to him? Who is she?
I don't know who is the.
I don't know who she is, but the actress is from Iron Fist.
She looked like.
Oh no, that's her over there.
Yeah, that's her over there.
Yeah, who is that? Oh my God, look at him, bro. Guys,
like, you can't be you can't be that chocolate and be in that type of like ensemble.
Yeah, these colors don't coordinate.
Right, they don't coordinate with your skin tone at all. Like,
yo,
like you look like a milk dud with purple.
He looked like Willy Wonka and the chocolate bar.
And the chocolate bar at the same damn time. Like you just don't. Like, what is this going on? Like,
See, that's the reboot I want to see.
No, you
Wonka and the chocolate bar.
and the chocolate
and the
yes.
chocolate bar.
Dog.
Like,
Yo,
what is like what
he
is
like Willy Wonka fell in the chocolate lake.
Right.
That's what he looked like right now.
like why is his jacket the same size as Neo's? Like,
Yeah, he's like, yo, he's like, I can't get one bigger, but I'm gonna make this joint purple. Bro, look at
if Wesley Snipes wanted to be Blade all over again, that would be what he looked like.
All the
like,
subscribers of the Swerve City Podcast, I need you.
Oh man,
I need you to look at him.
What is it? What is that on his shirt? Is that a tie or something like that? What is that?
No, it looked like a button that you push to blow it up. Like, look at him.
Right.
Look at him. Bro, dog, he ain't wearing a belt. You mean to tell me you just loose hanging these pants right now? Bro?
They so form fitting. It ain't even no belt loops in his pants.
No, he ain't got no suspenders. He got no suspenders.
No, and like
I don't remember him actually wearing the suit in the movie. I might not made it that far in it to where he got to the suit, but I don't know. I don't remember the suit. I just saw the poster and like, first off, everybody matching but you. You extra. You hella extra right now, guy. He's like, yeah, we're gonna choose to wear black. I'm gonna wear black. You gonna wear black? Black leather, black glasses? Yeah. I got this purple joint with these circular glasses. Hold up, bro. Hold up. Like, he didn't get the memo. He missed the email. That shit went to spam. You know what? On that note, Blake, it was great having you. I hope you had a great time, man.
Absolutely.
Yo, it's gonna be an awesome time. See you on shows again.
Yes,
like,
yes,
I know it's going. I'm not announcing anything that hasn't not already been announced as far as like shows we might be seeing each other on.
it's gonna be really dope seeing you on shows too, Swerve.
Bro, it's been a dry 3 months.
Yes.
Oh my God, let me tell you.
Swerve's house.
Man, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to get out there. We're going to get in the ring together. I promise you it's going to happen. Whether, I don't know where it's going to be, but I like that jacket. That's
The
all I'm gonna
550.
say.
Oops, spoiler
That's all I'm
alert.
gonna say. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, be confident in everything you do. Look at him and do your homework. God.
Oh man.